to stand.
Based on sympathy, that this is clearly an injustice.
Can you still enjoy the sympathy?
Bros, let me tell you, bros, let me tell you, it is better to, bros, it is better to
guarantee another 6 million votes from 2027 against President Bola Tinubu.
Obi's grassroots popularity has grown, whether you like it or not. And let me tell you, it is better to die in the hand of God, a sinner, than to die in the hand of Satan, a righteous man.
To stand.
Oh yes.
Good morning.
Welcome on the
Okay, you are
you say no go send somebody who no one send.
No,
No,
I'm not sending article anywhere. I'm not going to send article anywhere. If this coalition collapses, then article should know clearly that this is his last attempt on continuous cutting of chances for Nigerians to have at least leadership. That's my take on that. I'm not saying that the coalition has collapsed. They still have a long way to go. 2027 is still very far, But the way it looks as if, the Northern Bloc want to factor another Northerner. Bros, I wouldn't support that.
But he has the right to contest.
Bros, I know that. Of course, nobody is disputing that. Look at the speed at which all of them rallied around Buhari.
The same way some politicians are rallying around President Bola Tinubu in Lagos. You can see the visit of Fubara to President Bola Tinubu.
No, let us
also the governor of Osun State.
Let us see that
and some other politicians.
If we begin to analyze Fubara factor, it's different from Adeleke factor. It's also different from Tunde Bakare's factor. But by the time begin to see powerful heavyweight from north and south, converging within Bola Tinubu's, atmosphere, then we know that it's a serious thing. But I think to an extent, Bola want to be sure that he is not leaving any stone within the southern political space, unturned. That's the picture. But as it stands now, if this coalition collapses, nobody will vote for a Northerner. I can tell you. Bros, I'm telling you, that's a clear fact. Because we cannot afford to have another Fulani man, whether by omission or commission, the killing continues.
You can't say nobody will vote for a Northerner.
No,
the North is there.
Of course, not only the North, the Hausa has a background too. The Middle Belt have a background too. You understand? It's just that the Fulanis are occupying the political space within the North. But I can tell you, in honest truth, Amechi, Erofai, Atiku should please allow this coalition to work. The same thing that happened in PDP that made Obi to leave PDP is the same thing that might likely happen. That might likely happen if this coalition collapses. And I like the bravery of Peter Obi, even though it was reported that that he escaped death. There was a plane crash somewhere, and nobody can able to substantiate it.
But it's on Netherlands.
Yes. Nobody have, until we watch out today and tomorrow to see developing stories on that regard. But as it stands now, Obi can independently try his luck on his own without these people. That's why they are saying that Tinubu is in charge of the coalition, because you can see the handwriting on the wall. You don't know what has played on behind the scene. You don't know what is happening. You don't know what these politicians are up to. Imagine Amechi, imagine Erofai, and all these people coming together. Still, with their experience of coalition, they cannot be able to understand the direction Nigerians are really gunning for. Obi, no matter how you look at it, both politically, within the elite class, within the political class, and at the grassroots level, Obi still remains the face of opposition. This is the turn of the South. Buhari had just left here 8 years without achieving anything. I was looking at our GDP back 5 years back. We are talking about $500 million. But look at our GDP now. It's not up 190 something million dollars. The economy is very bad. In 1945, we saw how Germany, was able to move from the recession as at that time, where the issue of subsidy in front of the naira was a factor. They moved on. They changed their currency to Dutch mark, and we see what happened at the end of the day. How come that our leaders from all these theories all over the world, they cannot be able to sit down and be able to formulate or project a proper economic policy, that will at least put Nigerians, the most populous black nation. I don't know whether in the world or in Africa anyway, but that is what
Nigeria is the most populous black nation,
and that is what it is.
Can you find it?
So we have been struggling with this, Mike. I said it very clearly that Tinubu is waiting for them somewhere, and when he gets to that point, he will shut them down. I said it here. If they refuse to jettison their competing ambition.
At this point, there is need for a united coalition. That's the most important thing. I think that should be the paramount thing to this set of politicians. Looking at Obi, the way he's been going about it, that he wants to be president on his own, doesn't want to vice anybody. Is Obi's ambition stronger? Is ambition stronger than the coalition itself?
Oh no, the coalition that have no purpose, the coalition that is centered on the coalition that saw Buhari, come to power without a purpose. I think that's what Obi is trying to talk about.
This is not a coalition led by Muhammadu Buhari.
No, you don't understand.
I understand.
When these people,
this is a different coalition.
What makes it a different? What we know is that it's a coalition. It's the coming together of whatever bloc political bloc they have at the end of the day, trying to bring it together as a force to achieve a goal. That's what happened during Buhari. So it's the same coalition. They are trying to make sure to see how they will come together. So a coalition without purpose and justice and fair play is not a coalition. And in the real sense of it, come to look at it deeply. After Jonathan, that sentiment and sympathy that it is turn of the North is one. But this one, it is the turn of the South, not the North. The South has supported the North over the years for a very long time. So why is it that they always want to thwart and make sure that as if this thing belongs to them?
If it is the turn of the South, why not give President Bola Tinubu the chance to contest?
Bro, so let me tell you, it does not have the political atmosphere to challenge or to take it that it is nobody will come out from the South to challenge him. That's what we are talking about.
Is there anybody that can come out from the
Obi can challenge him and defeat him.
6 million votes in the last election.
And then even though there was comma,
what comma?
The comma is that the election, was a complete fraud. And look at what Amechi was saying.
Complete fraud.
Yes, look at Amechi now. The people that spearheaded. Right, let me tell you, the people that spearheaded the election as at that time, even while they were still in power, said if Yakubu was still INEC chairman.
Mahmoud, right?
Mahmoud was still INEC chairman.
Yeah, he's still his name. Yeah.
They wouldn't have won that election. That's coming from Amechi. So it means there was a lot of things that was built around it. But aside that, Obi has no councillor, has nothing. He hit 6 million. Do you know the reason why? It's not as if Obi was the most intelligent, but there was this consciousness for justice and fair play. Especially, we are seeing the IBB talking about, Igbo presidency now. That it is long overdue. And normally, to be honest with you, Bola Tinubu, I say it's politics, yes. If the North do not collapse their structure to Bola Tinubu, he wouldn't become president. Even though they know that they have reservations, why should an Igbo man become president in Nigeria? The Nigerians themselves, both Hausas and Yorubas and the Igbos, voted Obi based on sympathy. that this is clearly an injustice.
Can you still enjoy the sympathy?
Bros, let me tell you, bros, let me tell you, it is better to, bros, it is better to
guarantee him another 6 million votes in 2027 against President Bola Tinubu.
Obi's grassroots popularity has grown, whether you like it or not. And let me tell you, it is better to die in the hand of God, a sinner, than to die in the hand of Satan, a righteous man.
Don't you think they are doing him a good by telling him to deputize?
Bros, Obi will not deputize anybody. Obi did not deputize Atiku. He got 6 million. How much did Atiku get? What are you talking about? Why would not be feeling at every point in time that it is their right?
I'm coming back to you, Oyeze. Femi, don't you think Obi is trying to sabotage the effort of the oppositions or the politicians trying to unite against President Bola Tinubu ahead of 2027 election?
You see, we have discussed this thing several times, and Obi have said it all, that he's not desperate to become president anyhow. He said he's not going to be part of coalition that are just hungry for power without having, blueprint of how to turn an ideology. He said it immediately he met Erufai. He came out and said, I'm not that desperate to become president, because you know that what is the essence of hijacking power, and you cannot turn things around. And look at it this way. I've said it. Obi have access to some information which we might not see. And we that we are outside, we can see it, that any power that want to say is being, then Obi is fight. You are reading another person's agenda. That is the truth of the matter. A vice president is reading another person's, you are fulfilling another person's destiny. You can only function when they allow you to function. They can rubbish you. They can put you aside. Is it not the same Fulani? Okay, now look at the desperation language of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, if not an absence. You want to, use 4 years. You want to use 8 years of not. You want to turn it to 4 years. Because you are desperate to become president, you are now promising Atiku that you are going to use 4 years, then you return, promising Obi that you are going to use 4 years, then return power back to the south. If the northern are reason, they will be able to look, okay, so instead of us to spend 8 years after the 4 years of Tinubu, you are rushing. You want to use the opportunity that you have to just spend 4 years and return power. This is the language of a desperate man. That is the truth of the matter. He's too desperate, and I don't know what he want to do that make him to be so desperate like this. Before they even form coalition, you have been signaling that you want to have the presidential ticket of the coalition. And mind you, their coalition is not automatic winning. That Atiku is the presidential candidate and Obi is vice, does not guarantee automatic winning for them. One, PDP does not ready to form any coalition with anybody. If you want to be part of PDP, you come into PDP. PDP is a country on its own. It's a home on its own. And it is only a stupid man that will build his own house and leave it to go and become tenants somewhere else. I've not heard it. PDP that has ruled this country for 16 years will now leave his own abode to go and join ADC or whatever. How does that one logically, how does it sound? So what you are saying is this: if Atiku is not so desperate, he move out of PDP, which I know they will not give him the structure. He move out of PDP, of course some people will follow him, then they form coalition. Then what it means is that there will be coalition standing on its own, PDP standing on its own, APC standing on its own, which will repeat what we witnessed in 2023. That will be a 3-race course. The worst race course Tinubu can have now is 2. Tinubu and one strong opposition. The gang of people that don't want him there, all of them speak with one voice. Obi return to PDP, Atiku stay in PDP, all of them, they now form one straight arrow like this. They now make Atiku maybe presidential candidate or Obi presidential candidate. It's vice versa. They'll be able to give Asiwaju, a tough battle. Anything outside that one, they are playing.
It's obvious that this coalition is facing uncertainty. Seriously, it's very, very obvious. But what I want to ask you now is that, don't you think the refusal of Obi to join this coalition will be a cheap gift for President Bola Tinubu for 2027?
Of course, whatever you think, let us believe that,
it might be an opportunity for President Bola Tinubu.
Yes, like Udeze Chima said, if you want to rely on the process of electoral values, like the Electoral Act and Reform, you can say that Obi might likely stand a chance. But outside that, it is very risky for Peter Obi now. It's risky for him unless destiny has something, or the God of Elijah has something in stock for him. But
in Nigeria politics,
I'm just saying it. But for him to say he's going for vice president, nobody will vote for him in the South.
Says you.
No, that is a sentiment. See, what you don't understand that they've already sent the signal to him. The bigger movement has sent the signal to him. Everybody, the Hanese has sent the signal to him. Oga, go and run independently. If there any coalition that will not factor you as the candidate, then Bola Tinubu should continue. As simple as that.
If you have to advise Obi, what best advice would you give to him at this point in time?
Well, the best advice I would give Obi is that is to satisfy his conscience, because let me tell you, conscience is very, very important.
Is to satisfy his conscience,
his own conscience, his own political conscience.
Let
me tell you, the guy, what is the name of this guy from the Delta State? Okowa is now regretting facing Atiku, become a vice candidate to Atiku, because Obi need to be very, very careful. If he think that it is 100% sure for them, and he went ahead to collect presidential vice candidate ticket, to Atiku, and they now fail, tell me, how will you describe Obi? Come and describe Obi for me. If they still fail again, if Tinubu still beat them, because I don't know what guarantee them that victory. Let me tell you, the guy you are looking at is not a small guy, Tinubu. I'm telling you, the kind of opposition that we will see Tinubu is not play. Go to Kano. Yesterday, I watched, yesterday or day before yesterday. In Kano, Tinubu upgraded a particular polytechnic into university. He still give them another polytechnic. Come and see jubilation. Come and see dumping. Some Kwakwasiya supporter, they were removing the cap of Kwakwasiya.
Supporting Tinubu.
Yeah, another cap. This guy you are looking at, he has continuously sowing seed. So, do you know that he just recently he gave Dogara an appointment? People from that this man you are looking at, he has been sowing seed, so. And in Ragbiji, he give them university. That is, let me tell you, the kind of coalition that we are see Tinubu is not play. I've told you, it's going to be 2 race course. That's the only strategy they can use. So if it is become 3, if it become 3, there's not anybody.
That's why I said, don't you think it would be cheap gift for President Bola Tinubu?
No, I told you, if they are not able to get it right, the coalition is not getting it right. They didn't get it right. I've told you, and their competing ambition becomes a factor. I made this statement, and that's where Tinubu is already waiting, fully armed, to shut them down at that point. This is clear. Once you get to that point, that's the end. If they're not able to get it right, that's the end. If PDP, Labour Party, whatever party did not factor a Southern presidency, they can be PDP and still collapse their structure under a Southern candidate. And that is what I learned that A05 was championing. But maybe along the line, the story have changed if what we are getting is actually the correct. But we are just talking based on what we have on ground. Obi is jettisoning it. Even if Obi fail as an independent candidate under Labour Party, thumbs up for him.
Fail honorably.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
All right, let's take a message from King Henry, the Palace. Good morning to you, Palace. How are you doing in the Palace? You're welcome on the program this morning. Also, Big T Prince is here. Good morning to you, Big T Prince.
Big T Prince.
Mr. T.
Big T. No, I say we can hell out. I just know my man.
Bring where you.
He said that my man.
Be careful this morning. Tomorrow is Salah.
Tomorrow is now.
No, who will book me down?
I don't know. I see
Who will book me down?
I open my searchlight to.
All right, the chief is here as well. Udeze Chima. You're welcome. Good morning. Baba Yaga is also here.
Good morning, sir.
We have Godwin. Thank you so much for joining. Eguna Kingsley all the way from Madrid. He's also watching us. We have Godwin. Zema. Thank you so much. Vinko Mike is here. Lady G, Pretty G. Good morning. Yeah, done it. James Manu is also here. We appreciate all of you. Baba Yagali is here. Francis Joseph is also here. He's also here. Williams Okameme, all the way from United Kingdom, is also here. Thank you so much. We have Larry Kingstow. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Emmanuel Ebere is also here. We appreciate your presence. Emmanuel Oguji is also here. Thank you. All right, Amwas is also here. Alu Mighty, thank you all for being here this morning. Now, straight to King Gary's comments. So this is pure conspiracy everywhere. This is respect to what we're discussing. Peter Obi trying to opt out of the coalition. They have said that this is pure conspiracy, and he moves on by saying that Nigeria is a place where there is always a possibility in every impossibility. This is coming from King Henry. All right, what is Udeze Chima saying this morning regarding what we are saying? But before going that, let's go into Udeze Chima. I have Baba Yaga on this. Obi can vice someone, just not a criminal, with no purpose of making Nigeria better.
Okay, that is it.
Obi can vice anybody, but not a criminal, without the interest of the masses at heart.
Okay. Let me just react to Baba Yaga's response to what we are discussing this morning. Kudos to him, but we are looking at the personalities now on ground. We're going to put them on the scale, and we'll also factor some other things. You understand what I'm saying? I was surprised that yesterday IBB called for Igbo presidency. I don't know whether it's coming from the bottom of his heart, because most of these people cannot trust them. At the end of the day, imagine the same, if it is true, quote, if it is true, the same article that gave reasons why, he is coming out to contest 2023. If actually, because I still look at the time, the preparation is ongoing, the coalition modalities are being worked out. Then I look at 2027, 24 hours in politics, anything can happen. You understand? They can still come back to the drawing board and say, okay, this is the direction. But they should not come always and take the public opinion of Nigerians concerning who is going to, lead the coalition. I've said it very clearly. Obi should not take anything advice from Atiku or whoever within that circle, even including Amechi. It's not going to be possible. Because, let me tell you, I said it here, it's better for Obi to die in the hand of God, a sinner, than to die in the hand of Satan, a righteous man.
Can I buttress your point? Regarding to what Baba Yaga said, then if Obi can be fight to anybody, but not a criminal, then there is nobody Obi can fight in Nigeria. Because all of them are criminal, and Obi is a lesser criminal to all of them. That is my point. So Obi cannot be fight to anybody, any one of them at that circle. Anybody that has ability to contest in Nigeria now, we automatically, when we go and look at him, he will be a criminal, one way or the other. So Obi cannot be fight to anybody now, as we are talking. That is what Baba Yaga is trying to say.
All right, King Gary, the electoral system needs to be upgraded and fully secured. This is coming from King Gary. We have always talked about that, the electoral system.
Not this political dispensation.
I think Udeze Chima was trying to say something about electoral reform. Udeze Chima mentioned it, and that would have thrown a lot of confidence, in the electoral process if it is well, harnessed, where Nigerians will have that consciousness without being influenced. That is very important. If you want, and that is the only way we can, enthrone good leadership. But we don't want to be. We don't want to be under the sun. We don't want to queue under any poster or whatever. People can stay in their comfort of their houses at the same day and do all the voting. Choose whoever they want at the end of the day without being influenced. That is the kind of electoral reform that should be championed, But they will not want to do it. But they will not want. Look at the way Mahmoud or this Yakubu deceived Nigerians in 2023. Deceived the Nigerian youth, and to the extent, all the whole celebrities in Nigeria, including the video, we are jumping up and down, say, yes, we are getting the youth is the turn of the youth. But at the end of the day, well, we are hearing a different story altogether.
I told you guys that the Peter Obi I know will never, I repeat, will never accept to deputize Atiku. For what? One. Never. All right, Baba Yaga, imagine as if presidency is football that you be passing around for the sake of it, not because of competency. All right, yes, you did, Udeze. This is King Gary giving response to what Udeze said here. And we have Big T Prince saying that, my question is, will Obi like to return to PDP if Atiku leaves the party?
See, let me tell you, nobody, I can tell you the new PDP and the old PDP, whatever it is, and whichever part Wike is in charge, that does not matter. What matters is that we don't know whether there's new PDP or old PDP. Some other things are also, other organizations are also platforms, political parties are also factored inside PDP, no matter how you look at it, But what we are saying is this, at this point in time, it's not a matter about party. National interest first. Nigerians have to survive. This administration is incompetent. I've given you instances of our GDP 5 years ago and our GDP now. Total collapse. Forget this propaganda they are painting up and down.
Somebody wrote to me now that you guys are just deceiving yourself. You are disturbing yourself. If you want Obi to become president, just simply give President Bola Tinubu second time, and he will work it out for.
Let me tell you, you say what did Fela call it? Government magic. Fela used the word government magic. You know what is magic? Magic is abracadabra. You saw an ex-minister, media advisor to the presidency, came out recently to say that all they do within the media team is propaganda, and without propaganda, government cannot survive. A clear one is the Port Harcourt refinery and the Kaduna refinery. You saw it now. So we are here together. No, let me tell you, it's not about Bola Tinubu completing. After all, we know what happened. Do we need to have another Yoruba man as president when an Igbo man has not become president? Where they have taken a shot at the presidency, civilian presidency in the past. This is 54 years plus. No Igbo man has become president in Nigeria. Well, I don't want to go the other side of IBB saying, I know those things are rubbish. But what I'm saying at this point in time, it is the turn of the South, and a Southern president is there, is not performing. Then, what is the option of replacing a Southern president with a Southern president candidate, presidential candidate? Again, what is wrong with that? After all, it's not turn of the North. So if the North feel otherwise, I'm of the opinion that Obi should run independently. If he gets it, okay. If he doesn't get it, let Bola Tinubu continue, because if Obi go and vice anybody, he will not get CC. There's a way our people reason. We are independent minded. Don't based on we want justice and fair play in anything we do. And that is what you saw in 2023.
All right, Chico Box, we have many messages here and we need to read them. Chico Box, Obi should allow Tinubu to do second term rather than team up with Atiku as a vice. This is Lucky from Newcastle.
That's what
Newcastle, sorry.
That's what Onyos is talking about. That instead of go and be vice to Atiku, which they may still not succeed. And I've been asking people, let us describe Obi that go and accept to become Atiku vice in a race, and both of them they still now fail. Describe Obi in one sentence. After they fail, just describe Obi. If you want to fail, there are some decisions you want to take. You have to reason very well. Otherwise, it's going to end you totally. If Obi becomes presidential candidate to Atiku now and they fail, it has automatically become, the end of Obi politically. That's the truth of the matter. Because people will see him as somebody that's not serious.
And another factor we should consider here is that the obedient movement have rejected that vice president's slot.
That is it. And that's the final. All right, away from that, before I allow Mr. Kuli and others to come in, let's quickly go down to the visit of Pastor Tunde Bakare to President Bola Tinubu in Lagos. Some people are raising concerns over Bakare's visit. Of course, don't forget, some weeks ago, a month, Tunde Bakare criticized the administration of President Bola Tinubu, especially the harsh policies he embarked on. Now, does the visit compromise his prophetic stance? Does it is the meeting or the visit of genuine national interest or national matter, or it's just for political alignment or realignment?
I think it's based on sympathy. It's also based on patriotism. It's also based on an avenue to have a first-hand information from the president himself, where some of these questions will be asked. But I listened to Bakare. He said he was well received, and he asked Mr. President the same question, believing that at the end of the day, Bola Tinubu will be able to handle those issues. That's what he said, and I acknowledge him for that. That is okay. It's not based on prophetic whatever, but it's based on the genuine reason for him to understand the perspective of the president in some of these policies, and also let the president know the situation on ground. And to an extent, I said the president received him, and okay, that he's also a voice, when it comes to Nigerian activism or somehow. Let me just put it that way, coming from that angle. But if you look at the Adele case, Adele case visit to Tinubu is purely political. You want to be sure that at the end of the day, see you as the PDP governor, but 2027 and one delivery of Osun State, to my box at the end of the day, and they can go up along that line, as simple as that. I remember the Adeleke family is very influential in the Nigerian economy, especially in the power sector. I can tell you, go and find out.
About 40%. There's this rumored defection of Adeleke very soon to APC.
Of course, no, we saw the rumor. We saw the rumor too. That Fubara is going to APC. That has not been substantiated. But let us wait until we see this thing in reality. But for now, that visit is pure political.
Now let's quickly move to Mr. Femi. Does the visit of Tunde Bakare to President Tinubu compromise his prophetic stance?
This is not the first time Tunde Bakare has been compromised. He has not been able to be a stable person to me. Sorry to say, he was the one that first of all did documentary on President Bola Tinubu. They call him Jephthah. And who is Jephthah? Go and read your Bible. Jephthah was one of the judges in those era of some era in Israel. And even that time, God cherished judge, prophetic leader more than king. Israel later demanded for king, and God even have his own reservation about demanding for king. So somebody that you call Jephthah later become king, later become president, and this man, his antecedent. Nothing Tinubu is doing, and that surprised me. Tell me anything that Tinubu is doing that different from the way he ruled Lagos State. Nothing. He believes in internal generated revenue. He believes in if you can live in the city, live in the city. If you cannot live in the city, go back to your village. He brought so many innovations. You tell Tinubu how you live in. He has his own ideology. But for Tunde Bakare, one thing I have against him is that why couldn't he, visit President Bola Tinubu like this before coming out for public discrimination? Why not discussing first? Then I just still condemning him. They can go there and ask questions personally. What is happening? They are killing Christians. What are you doing? Nothing wrong in doing that.
All right, Big T Prince. This is to Chinedu. Chinedu, I beg to disagree with you that Ashwaju is not performing. Show me one president that has solved Nigeria problems in 4 years. We have to allow him to try.
Madam, I don't have sympathy for Tinubu, because when I put him on the scale of leadership, even before he came to power, I've already zeroed down on him 0/0. I know that, just like I did to Buhari as at that time. The question is, let me give you one example of, even though we are not in Abuja, we don't know what he's doing. He only is interested in pumping crude, meeting OPEC quota immediately, no time, pump it down. That is the thing. But look at the Kaduna Calabar road, or the Lagos road, how many kilometers? Check out what he has done in terms of infrastructure, then compare it to somebody who came to power 6 months after from Burkina Faso. The factor is there. Let me also give you an example how to know that this government of APC has finally, in fact, there are some asserting. What is the dollar rate? What is the exchange rate? I mentioned it here. Our GDP 5 years ago was about $500 million. Go and check our GDP now. It's a sign of a very bad economy. Then, when he came into power, what was our fuel? Then, are you going to tell Mama on the street? Bro, are we talking those who are standing here, who are just feeling the atmosphere, most of the drive, the economic activities is happening in Lagos? Bros, are they not Nigerians? Those who are inside farm without telephone, are they not Nigerians? I'm asking you, is it because you're in the town? Go there and find out how a woman, after how many years, after how many days or months, you're able to harvest vegetable, and he heads to the market without no road, nothing. And then when he gets to that place, what will happen? They will tell you that after buying ogo or vegetable for 1,000 naira, go and buy pepper now. Okay, go and buy pepper. Let us see the value of that currency you are having at.
To buy ram now, it's not as important as see money to buy pepper.
God bless you, Onyeze, for your good analysis. This is coming from Godwin, and Godwin is on this again. I prefer Tinubu to continue instead of a northerner. What do they think they are?
Simple.
The turn of the South.
Simple.
That's the final.
Thank
you so much.
City Stand.